Good morning, scientists. This is Mr. Overholt with the Winston-Salem Forsyth County School Science Department. Let's take a look at the outside skies and see what we have. It is dark, gray, rainy, stratus clouds covering the sky. It's going to be a cool and rainy day today. Looking at our WeatherLink data from Davis Weather Stations. Our station is atop Moore Magnet Elementary School. Currently it's 61 degrees. It's an increase from the last couple minutes. 61 degrees Fahrenheit. We have light winds out there. We had 1 mile an hour from the east a couple minutes ago. Our humidity is at 95%, so that means that our air is almost completely saturated. 100% means there's not any more room for any moisture in the air. And so 95, we have a lot of moisture in the air this morning. At Moore, we have received 76 hundredths of an inch of rain, so 3/4 of an inch. 3/4 of an inch of rain has fallen there. Here's a picture of my my rain gauge from the garden. We received 1.2 inches of rain. You can see that between the 1 and the 1.25, you see those markings on there. We see that there's 5 spaces in there. So each of those spaces is 5/100ths of an inch. So that's why those markings are. So we are at 1.5, 10, 15, 20. Because we're 1 mark below the 1.25. So we're at 1.2 inches of rain here at the ranch today. Our barometer is reading 29 and 87 inches of mercury, and we are rising slowly. I'll bet you we sit right around that mark today, maybe decrease a little bit into the evening. We'll look at the pressure as we look at the windy map in a little bit. All right, so let's move on. Look at our comparison here. So we were at 60 degrees, 61. Let's change that because it has increased since I first recorded. 2987, so we are a little bit lower than yesterday's. Our winds have shifted to the east. Notice we don't see a whole lot of east on here. We are in an area where the jet stream pushes our winds predominantly from the west to the east. And the fact that we have an easterly wind coming from the east heading towards the west is a rarity for us. I've got 1 mile an hour wind. Yes, it is raining outside. 7,600 hundredths is the measurement there. I'm sticking with this measurement because we've always done it. We want to have consistency as we're doing a scientific study. Yes, I talk about what I've received here with my rain gauge, and that's different. But because we're doing a comparison of one location, I don't want to change that and put a greater amount in here and have it be from a different location. It is cloudy with stratus clouds completely covering the sky, and it is a cool morning out there. Looking at our weather map, we see that we've got a whole lot of mess and low pressure sitting right on top of us today. Um, it looks like a lot of this is going to move out. If I were looking at this and not looked at anything else for tomorrow, I would say that tomorrow would be a nice day because look what's behind this thing. However, we also know that this low right here, our low means that our winds rotate counterclockwise. And we know that we're having an easterly wind. So what do we have to the east over here? Got a large body of water. We got winds blowing from the east to the west. So that's bringing moisture into this low pressure, which I believe we're going to see is going to cause more moisture to be kicking back around this counterclockwise to, to fuel our rain for tomorrow as well. So we need to watch that. We also have a high pressure here, which is going clockwise, which is pushing more moisture up into the south as we are down around the Gulf of Mexico. So we're going to get some more moisture coming in through that one as well. So as we go into looking at this, yesterday we talked a little bit and we showed a little bit as to what the rain accumulation for this week is. So keep in mind, we just recorded that we had 3/4 of an inch at Moore and 1.2 inches here at the ranch. Now we are looking at getting in the next 3 days another 4 inches. So between Tuesday today, Wednesday tomorrow and Thursday, 4 more inches. So another inch and a half each day will get us about to that point. So keep on the lookout. We've got some heavy rains to come. So if we look at our temperatures is where we normally start. We're going to look and see that everything is sitting in that 50, 60 range around us. So we're going to stay around that spot. I don't think we're going to get into the 70s today. Let's go. Usually the hottest point of the day is that 2, 3, 4 o'clock range as our sun's at the highest. So yeah, we're staying right around there at that point. Actually, this is saying we're going to decrease in temperature today. So having this winds coming in, this is actually coming a little bit from the northeast. So that's bringing some cooler air with it. That might be why. So if we start looking at that, I want to look at the pressures, and so we can see how all this is moving. Let's go back to first thing this morning, our 8 o'clock hour. We can see that we've got our low is actually sitting off over here. This is telling us this is that low. What is we've got? This is the tropical storm Arthur that is off the coast, and this is part of the reason why we're getting these easterly winds. Because remember, they have this counterclockwise for low pressure. But what that's doing is that's pushing this air from the Atlantic Ocean into Virginia, which is causing us to get some of this moisture into this system. We also have this drawing in here, these big bodies of water, the Great Lakes up here. Those are also filling and fueling some of this moisture that we're going to be receiving because this pressure, I believe, is going to be dropping down south as we go through this. Let's check and see how this happens into this evening. That low has dropped down south. We're still kicking in some of this here, but look here. This is from the Gulf. This is pushing up moisture into the south, and this is going to help to give us more moisture as we go forward. And our pressure is not sliding from the west to the east. I think that easterly wind is causing that. So we kind of are stalling here. We're not moving uh, west to east. So we're still having that low pressure. It's still sitting out here. We also have this big high up here. Let's zoom this out. I hadn't seen this before or thought about this one. So we have this high pressure that's out in this area. That's a big high pressure system. So 30 and 38 hundredths. This on top of, so this is the clockwise that this is moving air with this counterclockwise moving here. That's also what's pushing in, that high pressure is pushing in some of that winds coming from the east. Big high pressure there. I think that might be what's driving us more than this tropical storm. I didn't zoom that out. It's good to look at the whole thing. These are global patterns, ladies and gentlemen. Get out of our little area and look wider. I think that's part of where we are seeing what we're seeing. So let's go ahead and look at our rain here. Let's see where we see moisture for today. I am going to zoom back in so we can see a little better. All right, so here we go. We've got the yellows are more severe, heavier rains. So we've got some of those in North Carolina that are going to be moving through for us. Got some lightning bolts through here on the other side of the mountains in Tennessee and then Kentucky. Those are going to be starting to move through for us some today. Looks like some of them dissipate or go away before they get to us. I did have a daughter wake up last night because the lightning surprised her and gave her a little bit of a spook. So those things are out there. When you wake up with a shock, that can get you woke up quick. So it looks like we're going to continue this rainy pattern all the way through until Thursday. Look at that nasty Wednesday afternoon. We've got some nasty stuff that's going to be coming through. If you want to just go to windy.com and start playing around with some of these weather factors that you've been studying, the ones that you know, the ones you don't know, just kind of look at some of the things that are happening and march it forward in your timeline at the bottom. Make that timeline move and see how your patterns are moving. What I'm hoping to see is for Friday that our cloud cover will clear so we can have a decent day there. So Friday morning, completely covered, and that's 98% covered. But as the day moves on, it's still looking pretty bad. At one point, I was thinking so. 43% is better than 90. We're looking at 40% and a little bit of rain in there too. Yep, Friday's still going to be some rainy stuff. Darn. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a great day. Be safe. Keep your eyes to the sky. Watch the clouds move. See what you have out there. And don't forget, we do science well.